At 0 hours on December 26, 1980, RAF Bentwaters, a collaborative military installation utilized by both the United States Air Force and the Royal Air Force, settled into the silence characteristic of winter nights. Personnel were systematically positioned at key observation points around the base, tasked with the continuous monitoring of the surrounding airspace for any unauthorized activity or irregularities. Deputy Base Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charles I. Halt, along with his team of officers, conducted standard operational duties from the command center. They methodically verified the functionality of all communication equipment, assessed the integrity of security networks, and ensured perimeter surveillance systems were unobstructed and performing optimally. Rendlesham Forest extended beyond the base boundary, its coniferous trees densely packed, forming a natural barrier. The forest floor, concealed beneath a layer of frost and scattered pine needles, appeared untouched. The expanse of woodland continued uninterrupted, providing a stark contrast to the mechanized order of the nearby military installation. Technical Sergeant James Peniston was on duty near the east gate of the RAF Bentwaters base. His task involved conducting routine security verifications and recording timestamps. Positioned at the security post adjacent to the entrance, he meticulously logged status updates, maintaining the procedural consistency expected of his role. At 0300 hours, Airman First Class John Burroughs and other personnel noted an anomaly. Unusual lights reflected through the dense canopy of Rendlesham Forest, approximately 1 mile from the east gate of RAF Bentwaters. The lights cast intermittent reflections on the snowy ground, divergent from standard operational lighting. Their appearance was recorded as foreign to the usual workings of military installations at that hour, prompting further investigation. The lights observed by Burroughs and other personnel fluctuated in intensity. Predominantly, red and blue hues dominated, with lighting behavior inconsistent with known aircraft operations. Given the unpredictable patterns, immediate ground assessments were initiated to determine any external disturbance. The assessment perimeter extended from the forest's edge to potentially underlie points within direct sight of the initial report source. Technical Sergeant James Peniston and Airman First Class John Burroughs were assigned to investigate the light emissions. Upon arrival at the perimeter fence, they observed the area meticulously. No physical breaches or discarded material were evident. Their point of entry offered unobstructed views across open lines towards the forested horizon. The investigation indicated a lack of overt interference amid the environmental parameters present. As Technical Sergeant Peniston advanced towards the epicenter of the perceived light source, his communications equipment exhibited signal degradation. The radio transmitted intermittent and distorted signals, symptomatic of potential electromagnetic interference. Technical limitations punctuated the operational capacity, compelling initial conjectures regarding anomalous atmospheric conditions influencing radio frequency transmissions. At 3:15 hours, Technical Sergeant James Peniston and Airman First Class John Burroughs entered a clearing within Rendlesham Forest. The area measured approximately 20 meters in diameter. In the center rested a metallic object, triangular in shape, with a width of approximately 3 meters. The object's surface reflected minimal ambient light, creating prominent shadows beneath it. The lighting conditions were reduced, affecting visibility. Both military personnel stood at the edge of the clearing, maintaining a distance of roughly 10 meters from the unidentified object. The clearing was encircled by dense vegetation, providing limited viewpoints. Upon closer examination, Technical Sergeant Peniston identified a series of etched characters on the object's surface. These markings resembled hieroglyphs, arranged in a structured geometric pattern along the exterior hull of the craft. Peniston positioned himself approximately 3 meters from the object to document these observations. The glyphs appeared to be engraved rather than painted, their depths consistent across the metallic surface. Environmental conditions, including low ambient light levels, limited the visibility of these symbols. The characters were uniform in size, approximately 5 centimeters in height. Technical Sergeant Peniston approached within 2 feet of the unidentified craft. His assessment revealed the surface emitted a faint thermal signature. Upon placing his hand on the metallic exterior, he experienced subtle vibrations, indicative of potential operational mechanics within the object. The surface retained a smooth, cold texture, with slight warmth detectable. Peniston maintained physical contact for a duration of approximately 30 seconds, noting the steady vibrational feedback and low-frequency humming perceived audibly at close proximity. The craft began ascending vertically at an unexpected rate, presenting no apparent propulsion system. Within seconds, it cleared the tree canopy, generating minimal sound and leaving no physical evidence of liftoff apart from minor soil indentations. These indentations formed a triangular pattern consistent with the craft's landing gear, each impression approximately 30 centimeters wide. Observing from a distance, Peniston and Burroughs immediately reported the event using standard radio communication protocol. No visual trace of the craft remained in the overhead sky following its departure. On December 28, 1980, at 9:00 hours, Lieutenant Colonel Charles I. Halt led a systematic investigation into the previously identified location within Rendlesham Forest. The perimeter of potential activity, measured approximately 5 meters in diameter, was outlined. Utilizing high-precision radiological instruments, notably Geiger counters, calibrated for environmental assessments, the team confirmed residual radiation levels marginally elevated above the established background radiation norm. These measurements indicated a distinct anomaly within the defined area. The nearby foliage remained undisturbed, with no indication of mechanical tampering or external force. In subsequent sessions, detailed witness testimonies were collected and methodically documented. These records provided first-hand accounts concerning the object's geometric structure, composed characteristics, and dynamic behavior as observed in critical instances. Reports integrated specific details concerning the object's dimensions, material consistency, and mechanical attributes. Witness statements were compiled in chronological order, emphasizing consistency and pattern recognition. Cross-referencing of ocular accounts established a baseline narrative, yet minor discrepancies persisted. Lieutenant Colonel Charles I. Halt's preliminary investigation revealed a series of binary code sequences transcribed into his personal notebook. These sequences were noted to appear subsequent to his tactile interaction with the unidentified craft. The recorded sequences necessitated secondary cryptanalysis, exploring potential encoded information. The data was evaluated using standard decryption methods for initial assessments. Lieutenant Colonel Halt speculated on potential influences affecting transcription accuracy, given the conditions observed during the event. Despite comprehensive documentation procedures, the formal incident report filed concluded with multiple irregularities remaining unaccounted for. Specific details surrounding the craft's engineering principles, origin, and purpose were conspicuously absent from the evaluated data. Official records retain the designation unresolved in terms of definitive conclusions regarding the object's technological origins and operational intent. The event remains recorded without authoritative resolution, embodying a case of historical and investigative significance within security protocols. Various hypotheses concerning the events at RAF Bentwaters surfaced shortly after the incident. Suggestions ranged from experimental military aircraft to covert operations conducted by unknown entities. However, thorough examination of technological capabilities in 1980 revealed no aircraft or operation matching the characteristics observed in the Rendlesham Forest event. The incident's timeline and specific witness accounts were inconsistent with conventional aeronautical performance profiles and known surveillance protocols. Discrepancies within these theories highlighted the complexity and limitations of the technological knowledge available during the period. Enthusiasts of extraterrestrial theories posited the Rendlesham Forest incident as evidence of extraterrestrial visitation. The inexplicable markings, raw data implications, and unidentified craft sighting were interpreted as indicatives beyond conventional scientific understanding. Advocates argued the event matched patterns commonly associated with unexplained aerial phenomena. Notably, the detailed binary codes documented by Lieutenant Colonel Charles I. Halt added credibility to assertions of contact with non-terrestrial technology. Enthusiasts continued to challenge the boundaries of accepted scientific paradigms through this lens. The Rendlesham Forest incident, despite extensive investigation, remains unresolved as of the present day. Researchers continue to petition for the declassification of potential supplementary data that may further illuminate the events of December 1980. The lack of definitive resolution has sustained interest amongst investigative communities, sparking ongoing analysis of available materials and testimonies. The passage of time has done little to dissipate curiosity or skepticism surrounding the event. Scholarly analysis remains ongoing, striving to explain the anomalies documented during that period. As night descends on Rendlesham Forest today, the location maintains the physical memory of the event. Reports of cold metallic impressions amid the forest floor remain unaccounted for.